20 Days with Julian and Little Bunny by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Read by Frank Blissett. August 4th, Monday. We got up about 6:30, and before the bathing was over, Mrs. Peters arrived. Going for the milk, the sun shone, warm but not bright, through a thin cloudiness that was diffused over the whole sky. The little man seemed to be sprightly and in good condition, although he had tumbled about during the night to a degree that often woke me up. After breakfast, I gathered a tray full of string beans from my garden, and Julian a tin pailful for his own individual domain. The little man had been speculating about his mother's age, and says she is 20 years old. "So very small," he exclaims, "and 20 years old." The weather grew very chill as the day advanced, with the wind from the eastward. Oh, for an east wind with a breath of the salt sea in it! Of course, this infernal atmosphere has given me a cold, and I have sat shivering all day with an utter disinclination to move. All day, I mean, until somewhat past 4, when Julian and I set out for the village. The little man has kept up his spirits, and has hammered and pounded at some carpenter work or other, greatly to the discomfort of my head, although I fell into a half-drowse in the midst of it. On our road to the village, he trotted off like a young colt, on his short but unweariable legs. Reaching the office, we found no letter. The Eastern mail had somehow or other failed to arrive. A miserable mischance. After stepping into the courthouse to see Mr. Farley, and sitting a while in his office, we turned our faces homeward, the old gentleman pestering me sorely to get him an orange, which, however, I could not have done without a long walk to the other end of the village. He seemed just as active and frisky as ever on our homeward road, while I was grim, gloomy, and utterly without elasticity. I turned up the avenue to Highwood with a letter and paper for Willie Barney, and finding the study window open, I stepped in and took the Home Journal, which I looked over in a chair under the porch. I put Julian to bed at 7, and then wrapped myself in my wadded gown and sat in the boudoir. Took some nux vomica and went to bed before 10. That was 20 Days with Julian and Little Bunny, August 4th, 1851, by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Read by Frank Blissett.